Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and this is your home of Taiwanese when it doesn't rain, and KBO, which is South Korean baseball. We've got Jason Radowitz with us. But before we go to Jason, just remember to press the link in the description. You'll go to his articles. It was 3-1 yesterday, which is, listen, we don't mind that. 75% hit. Also, if you press subscribe, give us a thumbs up just to let me know that you're appreciating all our hard work. And we'll let you know, and you will never miss any of our content right across the screens. And just remember, when you go to the articles, it's not just Jay's articles that are there. You can go to our More Sports Picks page, and there you can have many, many sports from many different writers. Jay, 3-1 yesterday, 75% hit. We'll take that.
Yeah, that was lots of fun this morning. We had some really good hits, and then one game that was a really embarrassing one we'll get to when we talk about the KBO. We had an under in the game, had like 18 runs. So, yeah, really embarrassing on that one. But the other three we hit, so that was good.
But in Taiwan, first of all, we get a thumbs up because we actually get some baseball. And then we tipped out the underdog when the brothers beat the monkeys 10-5 and we went over.
Yeah, the brothers were up the entire game, up 10-1 or 2, going to ninth inning. Almost blew it, but held on to get the win. So we'll take an underdog any day. That was a lot of fun with the brothers and their import pitcher getting the win over a local pitcher.
But listen, just let me have this like little second to gloat a little bit, because I told everyone yesterday that the two inform sides, the SK Wyverns, absolutely flying now. They were bottom, they're now second bottom, they're now closing in. They're 9th in the league, but they are the form team throughout KBO. And we said, go against the Lions at your peril. And they came up trumps. A complete shutout and winning 2-0, so the unders. Taiwan, though, we're going to have the brothers and the monkeys again. What way are we going?
Yeah, so on this one, we're going to go with the monkeys at -130, and that's going to be an official play with the lean on the over at 12.5. With the monkeys, they had Justin Nicolino on the mound. He's an import pitcher, pitched for the Marlins back in the day. He has 2 really great starts sandwiched between 2 really bad starts. So what did we get out of Justin Nicolino? In his last start, he pitched really well against the Guardians and Mike Lowry. But now he's facing against an import pitcher. Does that mean he pitches like an import pitcher? That's what we don't really know enough about him yet. He hasn't faced the brothers yet. And then he's going up against NC Hong of the brothers, and he hasn't faced the monkeys yet. So neither of these pitchers have faced their opposition. Hong has a 4.45 ERA. He's a good strikeout pitcher, but in his last start, he only had 1 strikeout, which was really interesting. Allowed 7 runs and had a bad start in his last start, when Nicolino had one of his better starts in his last outing. So, yeah, I'm going to go in the official play with the monkeys at -130. Finally, the odds makers are starting to not put as much juice on the monkeys now that they haven't really performed too well. I think the difference between this game and all the other games that the monkeys have played in is that, well, now the monkeys finally don't have to bat against an import pitcher. They're finally getting a local pitcher in Hong, which I think now the monkeys should be able to start hitting the ball a little bit better. So I'm going with the official play with the monkeys on this one.
It just astounds me that the brothers have a pitcher yesterday, fresh as a daisy, not thrown a ball in 10, 12 days, and he holds them and they get the win, and then the next day he's not even pitching.
Yeah, that's just how it goes in baseball. It's just you got to make sure that they're always healthy.
Okay, let's kick on. We're going to go to the KBO. And the SK Wyverns, we said yesterday they were bottom, but now 5 in a row. That's 5 wins in a row. They went to the top of the table, NC Dinos, and they just dispatched them. 8-2, got the job done. Wyverns and Dinos. Dinos, I guess, are still going to be favourites, but can the Wyverns make it 6 in a row, Jay?
Yeah, I do think that they can. Like we always have said on the show every single day, SK is not as bad as their record. SK is not as bad as their record. Well, yes, they're not as bad as their record. Their hitting is starting to come around. During their win streak, they've scored an estimated, I think an approximate 7 runs per game. So they've been doing really well hitting the ball, and they're going to face against a Dinos pitcher, Choi Sung-young. This is his first start of the KBO season. He's only had 1 relief start on the season, which was 3.1 innings pitched. He allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, which was a homer and a 2.9 ERA in the 3.1 innings. However, he has an FIP of 7.78. So he got lucky in those 3.1 innings. There's not enough on him to really lean on either way. With SK, they have Lee Jian-Wok, who's on the mound. He's only started one game for SK this year so far, but he's also had 2 relief outings. He's pitched 8.2 innings pitched, and he has 8 strikeouts, but he's more of a relief guy. He has an ERA of 1.1 and a 2.42 FIP with a whip of 0.73. So I'm going to lean in the Wyverns at plus 150. I think there's a lot more value with the Wyverns here. We've seen what they're capable of doing now, playing a lot better. I think they can hit enough to get the win. It's a challenging one. I'm going to stay away from this. I'm leaning on the Wyverns plus 150 and leaning under 10.5, but I'm not going to touch it with an official play.
Under 10.5, and remember, he says he's not going to touch it with an official play. But if you still want to play and you want to go with his leans, then do that. The SK Wyverns 5-0 in their last 5 games. The Dinos are 2-3, but they still sit at the top. But their lead has shrunk a little bit, and it's only a 2-game lead now. Okay. One-sided this morning. We said it would be. The Heroes and the Eagles. Heroes scoring 15 and only letting 3 runs. We've got to go with the Heroes again, surely.
We're actually not going to be going with the Heroes this time. We're going with the Hanwha Eagles at minus 105 as an official play. They've lost 9 straight games, the Hanwha Eagles. And you remember when we took the SK Wyverns when they had lost 10 straight, the Hanwha Eagles had the best chance of winning a game in this matchup. They have Warwick Suppold on the mound. He's their best pitcher, far and beyond. He has a 2.65 ERA in 5 starts. He's pitched 34 innings, allowed 33 hits, 10 earned runs, 17 strikeouts, and just 6 walks. The one thing that's different in this matchup is Kiwoom. They're very good at strikeouts and walks. So they lead the league in strikeouts and walks. But Suppold, he limits walks. So he's going to be able to find the strike zone. Kiwoom won't be able to get their free passes onto the base paths. He's not perfect when it comes to striking out batters. He's not very great. But last year, he struck out 2 more batters per 9 innings. And this year, maybe against Kiwoom, he can get back to that average of last year and perform better. The difference is also Kiwoom is going with Joe Young Gun as their pitcher. Young Gun had 1 start last season. It lasted 0.1 innings. He allowed 3 runs, and he was thrown out of the game after 0.1 innings, got 1 out, and then that was the end. He never pitched again last year. This year, he's had 1 game in relief, pitched 1 inning, allowed 0 runs, but he got lucky in that inning because his FIP was a 6.54. So he got really lucky in that 1 inning. In his first start last season, he was dreadful. So, we're going with Warwick Suppold with the Hanwha Eagles because he's been spectacular. And I think he can shut down Kiwoom after they scored 15 runs this morning.
What's the total?
The total is going to be 9. And I'm going to lean on the over 9 just because I think the Hanwha can score more in this game. Their offense has been pretty bad, but against Joe Young Gun, anything can happen. And Warwick has allowed about 2 to 3 runs per start this season. So he hasn't been perfect, but he's been good enough to where he becomes Hanwha's ace pitcher. So at the end of the day, import pitchers versus foreign pitchers, the record is actually 33-22. So that's why I'm siding with Warwick Suppold and the Hanwha Eagles at minus 105. But I'm going to lean on the over 9 just because I think that Hanwha can score a couple more runs in this game.
Yeah, well, let's hope that old Young Gun is not firing. And if he is firing, he's firing blanks because we go over the 9. But listen, that tells you everything. The Eagles are minus 105, which is basically a flip and favourite. And they've lost their last 9 games. I mean, that is just, I was expecting them to be like plus 220, 230. I mean, the Heroes have been smashing balls over everyone's park. They win 15-3 and they're still a flip 'em. So that tells you everything. Let's move on. The Giants and the Tigers, Jay.
Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup. I really love the pitching matchup on this one. Again, we have an import pitcher against a non-import pitcher. Obviously, import pitchers are ahead in the record. It's 33-22 import pitchers over foreign pitchers. But the foreign pitcher for Kia, Yang Hyun Jung, had a really, really great year last year. He hasn't been as great this year, but last year he had almost a 6.00 WAR, which is wins above replacement, which means he was fantastic. Yeah, this year he has a 4.85 ERA and a 4.62 FIP. But he's going up against Adrian Sampson, who he's pitching his second start in the season. He's an import pitcher. He played for the Texas Rangers. The Lotte Giants have been so bad, and I hate taking the Lotte Giants. But with Sampson on the mound, I think he's going to be one of the better pitchers in the KBO throughout the season. He had high strikeout numbers all in the minor leagues when he was in the minors. He's never really walked too many batters. So I think it's going to translate into the KBO really well, even though in his first start he only went 3.1 innings. He was on a little of a he was on an innings limit anyway. But he allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits, but he also had 3 strikeouts in 3.1 innings. He has an ERA of 5.81 after that one game, but his FIP is 2.68. So he was obviously a little unlucky in his first game. So I'm going to lean on the Lotte Giants plus 135. I might make it a play later, and I'll announce it on my Twitter if I do. But my official play will be the under 8.5. I think that Yang Hyun Jung will get back to what he normally did last year. In 29 starts, he had an FIP of 2.58 and an ERA of 2.29. And then with Adrian Sampson on the mound, with an import pitcher, facing the Kia Tigers haven't really done great against import pitchers, and same as every batting team in the KBO. But I'm going to take an official play of the under 8.5. It is low, but we also have 2 solid pitchers on the mound.
And just remember that the Tigers, they were the banker yesterday, and they firmly obliged with 7-2. Okay, before we go near the Lions and the Twins, I'm going to give you a little bit of a shameless plug now, because tomorrow, Bundesliga, one of the most popular shows that SBR does, is going to have a very, very special guest. Take it away, Lee.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Lee Martin. We're all super excited at SBR to announce that Bundesliga expert, soccer commentator for the US networks, and the voice of FIFA 19 and 20, Derek Ray, will be joining Flash and Alex for the Bundesliga show live on our YouTube channel at SBR Sports on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure not to miss another bonanza show with the boys. That's Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, Bundesliga Live with Flash, Derek, and Alex.
Thanks, Lee. Now, let's get back to the KBO in South Korea, because yesterday I give myself a little tap on the back because I don't like going anywhere near the Samsung Lions, because you go with them, they'll get beat. You go against them, they win. And the funny thing is, they've got a losing record. I mean, they're 11-13, and they're going up against the Twins again. So we've got the Samsung Lions against the Twins, Jay.
Yeah, you're going to hate me for this, but I'm on an official play with the LG Twins minus 1.5 on the run line. Not just the money line, but we're on the run line with the Twins on this one. We have Casey Kelly on the mound, another import pitcher who's done phenomenal in the KBO so far in his career. This year, a little bit off, but he has a 2.48 FIP going up against a rookie of Samsung Lions, Hyo Yoon Dong. He had his first start about 5 days ago or 6 days ago in his KBO career. He's 18 years old, and he got a little lucky in that first start. He allowed no runs, but he had an ERA of 6.18. He allowed 4 hits, 4 walks, only had 1 strikeout in 5 innings, and also hit by pitch. So he had 9 runners on base in the 5 innings. He got a little lucky there. So yeah, I'm going to ride with the Twins on the official play at minus 1.5. The Twins are hitting just 223 against lefties this season, and Hyo Yoon Dong is a lefty pitcher. But then again, you have the Samsung Lions. They're struggling against righty pitchers, and Kelly's a righty. So you look at it either way. Both hitting teams aren't looking too great. But at the end of the day, the Twins have a much better lineup. And then if you look at the last 4 times the Twins have lost, they've also bounced back and they've won the next day. And they scored an average of 8.5 runs per game. So they bounced back in a big way. And against a rookie that kind of, he didn't have this command. He was able to, he showed maturity by getting out of jams, but he didn't have the best command or control in that game. Obviously, he'll be a lot better as he progresses in the league, but he's not ready yet to be at the highest level in South Korea. So I'm going with Casey Kelly as my official play with LG Twins minus 1.5. And I'm going to lean on the over 9 just because I said, again, the Twins always come back with a heavy run differential in that game after they lose, 8.5 runs per game after they lose. So over 9, it seems like okay, only Samsung really needs is 1 run, and we'll get 9 runs and hit that over. So.
Yeah, it seems low. Looks like low-hanging fruit. I mean, it looks like it could be too good to be true, but you wouldn't want to go under 9 when you know that the Twins, they do like to bounce back. Okay, the final game, Doosan Bears, they turned up at last. They still sit there. I remember last year's champions. In fact, they've won it for the last 2 years, and they're against the Wiz.
I hate this game so much. I'm not touching this game. I hate this game a ton. Just, again, I hate this game. Not touching it. But we have 2 pitchers that have been really bad to start the KBO season. So Lee Young Chan of Doosan, he has an 8.92 ERA and a 6.3 FIP. And then So Hyung Jun, who's a rookie of the KT Wiz, has a 7.22 ERA and a 5.19 FIP. The over is hit every game but 1 for Doosan on the road this season. And then KT, the over is hit in 9 out of 13 home games. So this game has overwritten all over it, except for the fact that now the over-under is now set at 12. So I think that's one of the highest over-unders we've had in the KBO if it's not the highest yet. The reason why I'm not taking the over, and I'm going to lean on the under, I'm not going to touch this game at all, but I'm going to lean on the under 12, is because Lee Young Chan, he's been really bad this year, and the Doosan Bears have been bad as a pitching staff outside of just like Chris Flexen. But he has an under 4 ERA in his career, and he's been around for a long time. So I can see Lee Young Chan having a decent start and shutting down the KT Wiz for at least 5 innings maybe. The 12 is just too high. If you're just the sharps would say, we're taking the under. The public are going to take the over. Obviously, this game has written all over it. But at the end of the day, it's just too tough to tell. So I'm going to lean with the Doosan Bears minus 125. Like I said, I do think Lee Young Chan pitches better than he has to start the season. His career numbers would say that. And then So Hyung Jun, he's a rookie pitcher. Look, these guys have combined 64 hits in 8 games. It's anyone's guess at this point, but I'm taking the Doosan Bears as a lean. Going to lean on the under 12. The 12 is just way too high for me.
Jay, we've been working together for quite a bit of time now, and we've passed through many games. And the one market I've not heard you say when you've actually called it right and you said the unders, but is the first 5 innings under or over? Is it something that you might look into when you think that a lot of these runs are being scored in the 8th, the top of the 8th, bottom of the 8th, top of the 9th, bottom of the 9th? Do you think that there's some value to be had in the first 5 innings?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's more value when you're looking at the import pitchers facing against a local pitcher, because when import pitchers, they pitched well, right? They've done a really solid job, but then sometimes bullpens will come in, the local pitchers and the bullpens will come in and blow their leads and their wins. So yeah, I would do it on import pitchers against foreign pitchers, or import pitchers against the local pitchers. But at the end of the day, when you have a game like this, like the Doosan Bears KT Wiz game, with 2 pitchers, local pitchers that haven't pitched well, it can go either way, and it would just be too tough on first 5 to look at it anyway. Young Chan could do really well, or he could do really bad. Yeah. I project him doing well, but he has an 8.92 ERA, so he's done pretty poor throughout his career, and that could happen again. I have the KT Wiz to have a really great hitting team, as the Doosan Bears, especially when they're on the road. So staying away. I can't. I want to keep my hairs for now.
Yeah, and what a good head of hair you've got. And I'm saying that from a very envious position. Now, before we get the recap, I'm going to remind myself then tomorrow to maybe listen to what you're saying about bringing in import pitchers against local pitchers, and maybe finding out if there is a market to be under or over for the first 5 innings. Now, can you give us a recap? We'll go back to Taiwan. Umbrellas, they've been redundant for the last couple of days. So we'll have Taiwan, and then we'll go South Korea, and then the banker, please.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about the Guardians Uni Lions game. So just a quick little thing on that. my official play on that is going to be the under 11.5 on the Guardians and Unilions game, because we got Mike Laurie on the mound of Fubon, and then Chen Yang Chang on the Unilions. Mike Laurie has 2-0 in his first 2 starts with the Guardians. He's faced the Monkeys in both starts, and he's done really well with a 2.57 ERA. And then Chen Yang Chang of the Unilions hasn't been great. He has a 7.2 ERA and a FIP of just around the same. However, his career stats against the Guardians are under 4 ERA. He's done his best stuff against the Guardians. So my official play would be under 11.5 on that game. I'm going to lean on the Guardians minus 1.5, which is around the juice at minus 130. I love Mike Laurie. I think he's the best pitcher in the CPBL by far. And yeah, I hope the Guardians can score enough runs against Chang. They haven't in the past, but yeah, I'm going with the official play under 11.5 in that matchup.
Excellent. And the Brothers and the Monkeys?
Yeah, so we're going to go with the official play, the Monkeys minus 130, and then we're going to lean on the over 12.5 in that matchup.
Okay, and then give us a rundown on the KBO.
Of course. So we're going to look at a lean on the Lotte Giants at plus 135 against the Kia Tigers. We're going to official play with the under 8.5 in that matchup. For the Doosan Bears KT Wiz game, we're going to lean on the Doosan Bears at minus 125 and take a lean of under 12. SK Wyverns and NC Dino game, we're going to lean on the Wyverns plus 150. Also going to lean on the under 10.5 in that matchup. We're going to take the LG Twins at minus 1.5 as an official play, and we're going to lean on the over 9 in the Samsung LG Twins game. And then we're going to make an official play at the Hanwha Eagles at minus 105 against the Kiwoom Heroes, and we're going to take the lean on the over 9. And my official play or banker play will be under 8.5 in the Giants and Kia game. And that's definitely another game that you can look at the F5 that can, if you take the under on the F5, that will probably hit as well. Look at that for sure.
Yeah, we like that. We've got the F5 in. Well, I was expecting to do it tomorrow. Remember, we're here all week, so we're here for Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, going over the next day's games. Now, if you've liked this video, please subscribe. Press the thumbs up on the way out. Ring the bell, and we will notify you. You can sit there. We'll notify you and say, hey, we've got the video coming up. It will be right across the board. Jason, good luck tonight. Good luck with that banker. And I'm going to do some homework on the first 5. You take care, Jay.
Good luck. Thank you.
That's Jason Radowitz. He's our guru and maestro of the Far East Baseball. That's KBO in South Korea and the CPBL in Taiwan. Till tomorrow, you take care.